Hi, I'm McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today I'm going to unpack a real breakup story, a situation where no contact in play, and she's not sure what to do because a situation has arisen, and we don't just want this generalized advice that's all over the internet. No contact's good, no contact's this. Send in your story to writemac.com, and I'll give you my take in a video just like this, because sometimes there's some situations where you think, well, I have a question about this no contact thing. Send it in or book a live coaching session. Let's get into it. And if you like this video, throw a like. So she titled this, X reaches out with a vague message during no contact, not ready to see him, but don't know how to respond appropriately. Very specific, situational. I like where you're going with this. This is how you get advice for your situation. Hey, coach, I've got a bit of a situation here. I wanted to ask you for your advice. You got it. Been together a year. We've both been unfaithful. I had trust issues. I was jealous, and he broke up 2 months ago. So a lot packed into those two sentences. You were together a year. You were both unfaithful, and you have trust issues. So the thing about trust, it's the hardest thing to regain in a relationship. I think you can regain attraction, connection. Trust takes time. And if two people were unfaithful, that doubles the possibility of not trusting each other again. The fact that you were jealous is a whole nother thing, and it probably says that you weren't able to forgive him. So the first question is, regardless of what you do moving forward, if you're interested in getting back with this individual or revisiting things, do you even believe you can forgive him for being unfaithful or forgive yourself? I've been very needy in the beginning, apologizing and saying I had feelings and missed him. I'm assuming the beginning of the breakup. But then having started focusing on myself and growing in strict no contact, it has been hard, but I've come a long way. Good for you. I feel like I'm moving forward and I'm no longer stuck in my head. We used to live together in a shared flat and I moved out. All right, well, good for you. A lot of times when you're the one that moves out, it's actually a little bit easier to move on because you have a new home, a new beginning, and the person that stays in the place that you were together, there's a big void with you not being there. And a lot of people will say that. It's like it's empty. It's like there's a ghost in the house. So you actually did well going into no contact and moving out. He just came back from a month of holidays. We saw each other briefly but didn't talk. It was a long, wistful looks from his side. I quickly looked away and left, not wanting to be affected, but it did nonetheless. So obviously you made eye contact. You both know you saw each other. You had some feelings arise, maybe some awkwardness because this is probably the first time you weren't officially together. And so that's normal. The question is, what do you want? Do you want to revisit this thing? Do you want to leave it alone? And I'd add, like, later on, hours later, was it an icky feeling or a good feeling? Was it a butterfly feeling? Let's get a little more specific on this. I quickly looked away and left, not wanting. He reached out today with a confused message saying that it affected him a lot to see me, that he wonders what I've been up to, and indirectly testing the ground for a meeting without saying it up front. So did he actually ask you out or did he not ask you out would be my question, because those are two different things. The fact that he didn't directly ask you out, what do you want? Do you want to see him or do you not want to see him? If he directly asked you out, would you go out with him? These are things that we would go into in a live coaching session. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure I want him back, even though I miss him. So what I would say is, here's your thing. If you do want to revisit things, you still have feelings for him, and you believe that you can get the trust back for whatever happened with the unfaithfulness, okay? If that's a possibility, meeting up would just be a discovery mission. It wouldn't be you're going to get back together. It would be, let's see if these feelings go a little bit further, okay? So don't put a lot of weight on meeting up again. I don't feel ready to see him, but I don't know how to react to his message without losing my newfound power. Well, bottom line is, don't play too many games here. You were together a year. You're an adult. There's not really a game to be played. If you're not ready to see him, say, I'm not ready to see you. Okay. I kind of don't want to admit that I'm not ready, but I don't want to pretend like everything is fine. Don't pretend. It's inauthentic. It's dishonest. It'll eat away at you. So I would go with the truth and say, I'm just not ready to see you right now, but maybe down the road we can get lunch or get coffee or get dinner, whatever. Okay. And just leave it alone. Or should I maybe just ignore the text? No, I wouldn't ignore the text, because ignoring it is going to let it carry on in your head with possibilities. I would say get out in front of it. And what you really find is that you're not ready to see him, so tell him that. Be short, curt, and honest. And then down the road, if you have feelings again or you want to see each other, then you can revisit this whole thing. But right now, to be honest, when you led with both of you were unfaithful, number one. Number two, you have trust issues. Number three, you were jealous. So this isn't really a relationship that was extremely healthy when it ended. How is it going to get back to that point where you trust each other and where you forgive each other for being unfaithful? Maybe you need more time for the smoke to clear. That's okay, and it's okay to be honest and not play games. Okay? And by the way, when you lived with someone for a year and you were together with them for a year, they can smell when you're lying or when you're not telling the truth. And later on, when you don't tell the truth, you usually don't get what you want because you're being indirect, hoping that they get the hint. I'm at a loss of what to do. So I hope that helps you. If any of you out there want to send in your situation or your story, this was obviously a lot shorter than most of the stories, but she got to the point. Send it into writemac.com, and I could unpack it in a YouTube video just like this. All the best.